Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today because we're looking at something completely phenomenal. Really think about it for a second. Once upon a time, our ancestors used to look up at the night sky and use the literal stars to figure out where they were. Then, we evolved to keeping those massive, incredibly frustrating folding Thomas guides in our glove compartments. But today it only takes one piece of seemingly magical technology in our pockets to get driving directions, share a hidden picnic spot with a lost friend, or track exactly how far we've just run. That technology is the Global Positioning System, or GPS. And today, we're going to uncover the absolute incredible secrets behind how it actually works.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this right here is the central mystery we are going to solve today. How on earth, and I mean literally anywhere on Earth, does your phone know your exact coordinates without needing a Wi-Fi connection or even a cell signal? It's an absolute marvel of engineering, and what's crazy is that it was originally constructed purely as a military invention. So let's trace exactly how this invisible web got built.
Section 1. From stars to satellites, the hidden history of the Global Positioning System.
Now, what's really interesting about this timeline is how this U.S. Air Force project, which was originally known as Navstar, became a completely everyday civilian utility. Look at how relatively fast this transformation actually happened. The first Navstar satellite was launched back in 1978, though, fun fact, a few early ones didn't even make it to orbit. By 1995, the system was fully functional in the US. By 1996, it was being used in cars for the very first time. But the absolute turning point? That was May of 2000. Before that date, the highest quality signals were completely locked down for military use only. Then, in May 2000, it became entirely free and open for all of us civilians.
Section 2. The three parts of GPS. What actually makes up the system?
Let's zoom out to space for a minute and start peeling back the layers of the onion on this physical architecture. To put it simply, GPS relies on three highly coordinated parts working together. First up, the satellites. These are our modern artificial stars. They have incredibly predictable orbits, meant to be in an exact place at an exact time. Second, we have ground stations. These are facilities right here on Earth that use radar to double-check that those satellites are actually where they're supposed to be, accounting for stuff like slight gravitational pulls from the moon and sun. And third, the receivers. This is your phone or your car. Now, the receiver doesn't transmit anything. It simply listens to signals falling from space to calculate how far away it is from those satellites.
And this breakdown brilliantly illustrates the incredible scale this hardware operates on. There are 32 active GPS satellites currently orbiting the Earth. 24 of them form the core network, doing all the heavy lifting, while the remaining 8 serve as emergency replacements in case something goes wrong. And things definitely do go wrong. These highly advanced machines only have a lifespan of about 10 years, which means the U.S. Air Force, who actually manages the whole system, is constantly having to launch replacements and conduct maintenance just to keep it running.
Section 3. The magic of trilateration, the geometry of finding your location.
So now that we've got the physical satellites up in space, we need to talk about the mathematical magic trick happening inside your pocket right now to pinpoint your coordinates. The core mechanism GPS uses is called trilateration. Now I know, that sounds incredibly complicated, but stay with me. It's actually just the process of calculating your precise location using overlapping distances from points you already know. To really get this, let's just imagine you went for a cross-country run, totally Forrest Gump style, without a map or a smartphone.
Let's see how this builds. Imagine you stop running and ask a farmer where you are. He gives you clue number 1. You are exactly 400 miles from Boise, Idaho. Well, that's not very helpful on its own, right? That could be a massive circle of locations. So you ask someone else. Clue 2. You are 780 miles from Fargo, North Dakota. Now, if you draw those two circles on a map, they only intersect at 2 specific points. You're getting much closer. Finally, a Girl Scout gives you the third clue. You are 410 miles from Salt Lake City, Utah. Draw that third circle, and bingo, there is literally only one single point where all 3 circles overlap. You are in Bozeman, Montana.
Our Bozeman, Montana example perfectly describes two-dimensional trilateration, which uses flat circles to find your latitude and longitude. But real-world GPS operates in 3D. Instead of flat circles, imagine massive invisible spheres expanding outwards from the satellites in space. Your phone figures out how far away the satellite is by measuring how long a radio wave traveling at the exact speed of light takes to hit your phone. When these massive 3D spheres of distance overlap, they determine your latitude, your longitude, and even your altitude.
But here is the major catch. To work accurately, rain or shine, your receiver absolutely must see at least 4 satellites. Why 4? Because geometry is kind of tricky. 3 overlapping spheres actually leave you with 2 possible intersection points in space. By using the Earth itself as the 4th sphere, because, well, the system assumes you are somewhere on the ground, that 4th signal locks in your true location, giving you accuracy within feet, or sometimes literally even inches.
Section 4. Relativity and Atomic Clocks, where Einstein meets everyday navigation. This is where we shift gears from geometry to some totally mind-bending physics, because calculating distance using the speed of light relies heavily on one absolutely crucial thing: flawless timekeeping. To measure the speed of light accurately, GPS satellites are equipped with ultra-precise atomic clocks. The problem? These clocks cost between $50,000 and $100,000 each. It would be completely impossible to put one of those in every smartphone. Our phones would be astronomically expensive. So instead, your phone uses a cheap, regular quartz clock. Remember that 4th satellite we talked about a minute ago? Its actual job is to act as a master timekeeper, continuously pinging your cheap phone clock to keep it perfectly updated and completely in sync with the atomic clocks up in space.
But wait, it gets crazier. Even with atomic clocks, scientists ran into a massive reality-bending complication: Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. Time actually moves faster for objects that are further away from gravity's pull. Because these satellites are orbiting so high above the Earth, they experience less gravity, which means their atomic clocks literally run 38 microseconds faster every single day compared to the clocks down here on the ground. It's a literal ticking time bomb for the math.
So the crucial point is this: 38 microseconds sounds tiny, right? It's literally a fraction of a blink of an eye. But remember, the signals we're dealing with are traveling at the speed of light. If scientists did nothing to correct this relativity glitch, our daily maps would drift off by 6 extra miles every single day. Within just a week, your phone's map would firmly believe you are out driving somewhere in the middle of the ocean.
Section 5. Beyond Maps, Hidden Uses, and How GPS Powers the Modern World.
We've spent this whole time talking about physical locations, navigation, and maps, but the truth is, the extreme precision of GPS timekeeping is quietly running our entire modern civilization in ways you probably never even notice. Because GPS satellite time signals are accurate to within 10 billionths of a second, major industries rely on them like a massive global metronome. Cellular networks use them to perfectly synchronize call handoffs between towers so your calls don't drop. Global banking systems use them to accurately timestamp massive financial transactions so millions of high-speed trades don't collide. Even our international power grids rely on GPS time to manage the smooth flow of electricity. Without GPS, far, far more than just our maps would go totally dark.
Section 6. When GPS goes wrong. Over-reliance on invisible satellites.
Because let's be honest, despite the billions of dollars, the atomic space clocks, and the mind-bending relativistic physics, the system is fundamentally blind. And that leads to some incredibly unexpected and sometimes hilarious human disasters. Take, for example, the famous case of the Swiss mountain van. A driver in Switzerland blindly followed his GPS off a main road and found himself precariously stuck atop Mount Bergen. He couldn't go forward, and he couldn't reverse. It got so bad that authorities literally had to send a heavy-lifting helicopter just to physically carry the van off the mountain. He just told rescuers the screen told him to turn, so he did.
Or, how about the sinking Mercedes? 3 women in Bellevue, Washington were driving an SUV after midnight. It was dark, and they were trusting that glowing blue line on their screen completely. Unbeknownst to them, the road, the GPS confidently suggested, was actually a boat launch. They drove directly into a lake and had to abandon their sinking Mercedes-Benz.
And my personal favorite, the Australian mud path. 3 Japanese students were trying to drive to North Stradbroke Island. The GPS routed them straight across the mud and water separating the island from the continent. Now, it was low tide, so the students figured the invisible satellites just knew best. They drove right out into the ocean basin, got entirely stuck in the mud, and had to be rescued by a passing tow truck driver, proving that, at the end of the day, human common sense is still a required feature.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today with a final, slightly provocative thought. Could you survive without it? We've seen how it started as a military project, how it uses insanely expensive atomic clocks and overlapping 3D spheres of math to pinpoint the phone in your pocket, and how it quietly runs our banks and our power grids. It's essentially an invisible safety net wrapping our entire planet. Just think about your day tomorrow. Could you navigate it without those 32 artificial stars watching over you? Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredible topic and keep looking for the magic in the everyday technology around you.